where are we overspending and what can be eliminated. So I think, again, it all aligns with everything that I said, is to have the projections, have the targets, and obviously go over the projections, go over the numbers, and then see, okay, whatever you're spending on, what is the, I always like to say this, I always look like whenever you pay to something, look at it not as an expense, as an investment. And then that would be okay. Like if you're paying someone, okay, like what's the return on that investment? If you're paying someone a salary, okay, well, like how much are they producing? What's the return on that investment? So, and I think like once you start looking in all these business expenses as the return on your investment, and this is when you actually start making money and having a profitable business. And again, I see this a lot with our clients because, and listen, I used to be guilty of that as well. You know, I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, because in the beginning, you know, like we look at everything as an expense. Oh, like, why do I have to pay this? Like, oh, you know, like I'm not getting value of it. Like one of the things that comes into my mind is insurance. We have an insurance in our company as well. We do insurance. And my husband is one of the brokers. So obviously he handles all of our policies. So whenever there is renewal, he brings me the bill. And I'm just like all of my clients and his clients. The first thing what I say is that, okay, why am I paying so much for this insurance? Like, why do I need this insurance? This is just a waste of money. And yes, it is a waste of money. You know, I'm 100% agree with that until something happens. So, but we have to look, okay, like I want to make sure that I secure myself. I want to make sure I secure my business, my employees, my clients. So this is why I'm paying the insurance. And, thanks God, like there is not many situations when we have to use that, but there were situations when we actually had to use the insurance, and thanks God that we had that because it was all covered by that. That's why, like, whenever we look at the expenses, a lot of the times we hear, oh, like, okay, like the first thing when we have no money is let's go and cut all the expenses, like all the overspending. And then we start, okay, firing the employees or letting go for some services. So before we do any of this, again, the question is, what's the return on that investment? So if you're not making money, and probably instead of letting the employee go, it's to actually sit down and analyze and measure, okay, did I set up the goals? Did I set up the right goals? Do we keep track of all of our goals? Is the right employee to help us achieve them? So if they're not in the right position, and listen, it happens in our company all the time too. So then, yes, you let them go, but you let them go only because they're not producing, not just because you're overspending. That's another thing that I wanted to share because, like I mentioned before already, the way for us to expand, grow, and scale the business and make more money is to obviously expand the resources and hire more people.